In today's segment of The Doctors, we're talking about bird flu. You may or may not have heard a little bit about it, also known as avian flu. And Dr. Todd Bell with Texas Tech Health Sciences Center is here to enlighten us a little bit on whether or not we should be worried about this right here in the Panhandle.
Well, so it's interesting. I think, first of all, people need to know that there's different strains of flu that have a tendency to infect different types of animals. So there's our seasonal flu that circulates every year that affects people. There's influenza strains that mainly affect hogs or pigs. There's influenza strains that mainly affect birds. And so those that affect birds then we call bird flu or avian flu. Since about December of this past year, so over the past 6 months, there's been a pretty big outbreak of bird flu in the United States, specifically in poultry. And it started off up in kind of the northwest part of the U.S. Now it's been seen in 16 different states. I believe there's been about 40 million birds that have been culled. There's just a recent case that was noted in Nebraska. What I think that people should know is that for the most part, those viruses, those strains, don't easily jump from one person to another, or from one species to another.
Okay.
So for the most part, we think that people are safe. It's only when we get a major mutation and we end up getting what we call an antigenic shift in the virus that the virus accumulates enough mutations that it's able to make that jump into people. If that were to occur, then it would be a very different situation, and obviously the federal government and others monitor that very closely.
Right.
But right now it seems to be mainly an issue in the poultry, and certainly affecting the poultry industry, and then for us consumers is going to be affecting things like egg prices and meat prices.
Right, and actually what I asked Dr. Bell was, you know, I mean, is this something if we travel this summer on vacation that we can run into? And you answered, not unless you're headed to the poultry farm.
Right, so if you are planning on going someplace that you're going to be out in contact with poultry, especially commercial poultry operations, they're doing a really stringent job of infection control to try to prevent it from affecting other birdhouses.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. Good to know, because sometimes, you know, we hear about these things and panic a little bit. It's good to have more information. Thank you so much. If you need more information or want to see this again, head to our website, newschannel10.com.